Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and today I have an interesting and hopefully fun video for you. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time now, so I'm really excited to get to it and see the results. But we're going to be doing a 9mm penetration test using 4 different barrel lengths. So I have 4 different 9mm weapons here. I have a Glock 19. This Glock 19 has a 4-inch barrel. And we also have right above that the Glock 17. This Glock 17 has a 4.5-inch barrel. We also have a Glock 34. The Glock 34 has a 5.5-inch barrel, so you can see how we're kind of stepping it up each time. And then this, which is my most recent build, this is Project AR9, a build that I did with MSRarms.com. So if you guys are interested in building your own AR9, you can head over to MSRarms.com, click on my logo, and you'll see all the parts and pieces that we use for this build. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take 4 shots, one with each of the firearms here, into this big box of paper. This has 8 reams of paper in it. As a matter of fact, I actually was out here yesterday and did this exact same test. I took 4 shots into this box, but didn't realize that the reams of paper were sideways. So instead of penetrating the face of the paper, it went through the pages of paper, and it wasn't anything that you could really read as far as distance went. So I went ahead and took the good reams, put them back up so we can shoot the face of it, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the smallest of the firearms, which is the Glock 19. This has the 4-inch barrel, and we're going to go ahead and move up from there to the 17, 34, and then the 16-inch barrel. We're going to be using the same ammunition in each one of these shots, which is just your standard basic Federal Champion. You can find this stuff at Walmart. It's a 115 grain full metal jacket, round nose. It's something easy to find. I went ahead and did that on purpose. I didn't want to use anything special, just something that is pretty much standard that anybody has. So let's go ahead and get started again with the Glock 19, 4 shots, and then we'll go ahead and we'll see what the results are. Now, I was just thinking about it. Before we take our shots into paper, I do want to go over the firearms that we're going to be using, because I'm sure there's going to be questions in the comment section about the barrels and so forth. So I want to address that real quick. First thing I want to point out is that none of these barrels are threaded. They are all standard factory length. This right here has an Alpha Shooting Sports slide on it and a standard Glock 19 length Zev dimpled barrel. So standard length barrel right there. This one has Alpha Shooting Sports complete slide assembly on it with an Alpha Shooting Sports TIN barrel. Again, no threads, just a standard barrel length. And then we have our Glock 34. This one right here has the Zev dimpled barrel in it as well. But again, we're looking at the standard length for a Glock 34 barrel. So nothing has an advantage over a standard OEM factory barrel. And then for the AR9, this is something that I put together with parts from MSRarms.com. With the AR9, again, it's just a standard 16-inch barrel. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Glock 19. We're gonna put one kind of top left corner here. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and put one below it. This is gonna be the Glock 17. Let's see if I can get a good angle. Use the Glock 34. We're gonna go ahead and take a shot with the carbine 16-inch barrel. All right, so let's go ahead and dig into the paper. We'll see how far each one penetrated. Again, this is our 19, 17, 34, and the 16-inch barreled AR9. So we'll go ahead and we'll take that out. Obviously, we have same holes right there. We'll flip this thing around. That's really interesting. That's actually really interesting. So let's see here. Again, this is the Glock 34 hole. This is the Glock 34 hole, and this is the 16-inch barrel hole, 1917. So as we flip it over, you'll see that the 19 did not go through the paper all the way, did not go through the full ream. We flip it over, and here's our 17, Glock 17 right there. This right here, if we flip it back over so we can show you again, this right here was the 16-inch barrel, and you can see that it did go through, but it stopped. The bullet was actually resting right here. As a matter of fact, we have some of the pieces of the bullet, as you can see right there. So it went through one ream, and it penetrated it, but it didn't go through completely. Here we have our Glock 17, and the bullet's still stuck in there as well. And then interestingly enough, the Glock 34 didn't go through at all. It's still in there. It cracked it, but it didn't go all the way through. Let's go ahead and pull out the ream that's behind it. So here you can see from the 16-inch barrel, it still had enough force where it actually left some of the shards of the jacket into this ream of paper right here. And then on the 17, it looks like basically just kind of, punched it a little bit and tore it. But again, the 34, nothing. and the 19 nothing. So we have some dents there on the second page, but on the second book, but that's it. Let's see if I can tear it open and find out where that 34 is. Okay, so I went ahead and I set up some more paper here because I kind of want to redo that test. It's interesting to me that the 4.5-inch barrel from the Glock 17 penetrated all of the paper, but the 5.5-inch barrel of the 34 didn't. And then the difference between penetration of the Glock 17 and the 16-inch barrel carbine, there really wasn't that much difference either. So in order to see if we get the same results, I've got 3 reams of paper in front, 2 reams of paper in back that are still in the box. And we're gonna take 4 more shots, again in the same order, 19, 17, 34, and then 16-inch barrel. So let's try it out, see what happens. All right, so I tried to do the same spots that we had before, just to kind of keep everything in its same place. Let's take a look at the results. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the first ream of paper here. And again, the holes are gonna be just about where I had them before. Again, we got the 19, 17, 34, and then the 16-inch barrel. So let's go ahead and flip this thing over. And this time the results are a little bit different. So again, 1934, flip that over. And, excuse me, neither the 19, sorry for bumping the camera there, neither the 19 or the 17 went through. So the 19 and 17 completely stopped in the first ream of paper, but these are more of the results like I was kind of expecting. In the end right here, you can see we have a bullet kind of sticking out. That is from our Glock 34 with the 5.5-inch barrel. And then this one right here, again, with the bullet just kind of sticking out, not actually as far as the 5.5-inch barrel. As a matter of fact, it just kind of tore the paper, but that's where our 16-inch barrel landed up. Let's take a look back here. Here's the second ream. As a matter of fact, slightly different results there. If you take a look at the second ream of paper, you can see where the Glock 34 just kind of shredded it. You know, there was enough kinetic energy to just transfer that pressure through and then stop the bullet. But here is from the 16.5-inch barrel. It is actually in the second ream. You can actually feel the back of the bullet. It's pretty hot right there. But it actually passed all the way through the first ream and into the first, I'm gonna say 10 pages of the second ream. So those are a little bit better results, you know, based on what I was expecting, just simple, you know, velocity and energy. When you're talking about 16-inch barrel, you get more velocity, more energy. It's the exact same bullet all the way across the board. So just interesting results. There's not that much of a difference. I mean, the 19 and the 17 didn't pass through the first set that time, but it did the first time. Let's see here, 19 and 17. Let's see where you guys landed up here. There it is. Matter of fact, it looks like the 19, there's our 19 right there. The 19 only went through maybe 3/4 of the paper and landed right there. And the 17, or excuse me, that was the 17. And the 19 went through even less. I'm gonna say just over half, maybe 60% of the actual paper. So 60% of the paper for the 19, 75% of the paper in the first stream for the 17, 100% of the first stream for the 34, and I'm gonna say 110% through the first and second ream on the 16-inch barrel. So just interesting stuff. You know, I know this is not super scientific or anything like that. This is nothing where you can, you know, make a major judgment off of. But the reason that I chose paper instead of drywall, wood, or things like that is because you can find knots in different material, and, you know, it's not always consistent through those types of materials. So I figure paper would probably have a little bit more consistency as to the results depending on what, you know, where you're hitting it. You're not going to hit a knot or any type of denser material than any other part. So hopefully that works out. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I hope this is interesting and somewhat fun to watch. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know, because I typically do reviews and such. So thank you all very much again for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.